Hello everyone, I am Dr. Dayanand GK, Associate Professor from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Canara Engineering College, Mangalore. And my colleague, Professor Savita Acharya, Assistant Professor, Department of EC, Canara Engineering. She also associated with this subject. So here, in Verilog HDL model, so we are going to study about basics of hardware description language, and different types of descriptions are there. Some advanced topics like task functions and some simulation, timing simulation, they are also included as per discussion from previous class. In previous topic, we discussed about why IC, uh, what is there inside the IC, what are the materials we are used, and the history of ICs. Now we will see classification of IC. So integrated circuits consist of three types of design: full custom ASIC, then semi-custom ASIC, and user programmable devices. So here full custom ASIC means ASIC stands for application specific integrated circuit. Semi-custom ASIC and user program. So under user programmable, you have a programmable logic device, PLDs. PLDs. Then in that one you have a programmable array logic, programmable logic array, and programmable mux logic. Then in FEJ you have a lookup table based, then mux based and gates based design you have in field programmable gate array category. So we'll see what is full custom, what is semi custom, and what is user programmable IC. So full custom is nothing but, like for example, if you want to design a IC for particular function like 4-bit adder, if you want design only 4-bit adder, so you don't want design using processor or any other devices. You want a functionality like 4-bit adder. It has to do functionality like, if you are giving 4-bit input as A and B and carry in, it has to give 4-bit output as a sum and carry out, like that. Only that function it has to do. Like you have seen in digital electronics lab, so you have seen NAND gate, NOR gate. Like if you are giving A, B as a input and output as a Y, you are getting this is like function, single function. It's like full custom IC also. So if you want design some IC which want particular functions, so you can start with a design from VLSI trends, like for example NASA and ISRO, they want speed, power and timing should be optimized. Means that whatever IC you are design and there is fabricated IC, will have minimal area, minimal power dissipation and maximum speed it has to. Then you require this type of design, full custom. You have under this one lot of categories are there: cell based design, then gateway array based design also there, Emerson. Then second category you have semi custom. Under this one you have a some functionality are built in, like microprocessor, microcontroller. So they have functionality, inbuilt function libraries are there. You can borrow that functions, and you can make a integrated circuit. Like if you are giving a 4-bit full adder as a example, if you are having a 1-bit full adder memory cells or gates are there, so you can browse that gates inside your design, and you can make a integrated circuit. So full custom, here everything is optimized. Semi custom, so you can optimize power, then area, speed, so whatever you require, and the design time also very less compared to full custom. Here you have to start from scratch and you have to build everything. Here some library functions are there already, so you have to borrow that libraries, and you have to build it. And third one is user programmable. These ICs are nothing but, so they are already in market. You have to buy it and you have to program it. Whatever you functionality you want, you have to program it, and you have to fuse it like that. So here, so available market, like you have seen memories, so you can store video, audio, whatever things. You have to buy memories in market, and you have to bring it, and you have to store something like that. Same thing happen here also, user programmable. Here just get the IC, program it. Here two types are there: programmable logic device and field programmable gate array. Here you have different categories are there. Small functions you can make by this PL, PLA, PML, and if complex functionality is there, you can go for CPLD also. And here you can have a lookup table mux based or gate array based FPGAs also. Lot of vendors are there, so already these ICs are available in market. Just bring it, program it, that's the thing. So you can make like this. For example, full adder, if you want to design a full adder, so you don't have time to start with full custom design or semi custom design. So then what you have to do, just write a program for full adder, then download into a FPGA and fuse it, and make that FPGA as a full adder function. Now we'll move to next topic, why design of ICs. So when you customer want the reduced power, reduce the size, and speed should be maximum, then you have to go for like this IC design. So you cannot design any IC with microcontroller or microprocessor as their backbone. So if you are adding microcontroller or microprocessor or embedded system into a IC means system, so it will the whatever hardware increases, then cost also increases, speed reduces, power dissipation also increases. So instead of going that one, so we will go for IC. Instead of designing entire thing, so we are having a all components integrated inside a single chip. Like for example, music system. So music system functionality is like, okay, it has to control music, and the volume or next change or whatever functionalities there, it has to control. Like, and your mobile phone, it's a good example of, okay, I say. So evolution of mobile phone also. In 2000 we have Nokia 3310. It's like paperweight size. After that it's reduced to smaller size now. The size and speed also So whatever devices, now speed is extremely high. You are getting I think nowadays everybody getting 4G LTE as well as 5G. In a couple of years you'll get all these things. So we already discussed that why you require IC. So if you want design any IC, then what are the basic things you require? So there is a three categories of the designing of any system like that. This is the any system, for example, computer science or electronics system or whatever things. So here, for example, computer science peoples, they'll start their programming by algorithm, and that machine level it will convert into mm, processor level, then register level, then transistor level. It has to work like whatever algorithm, it has to work with transistor level. So same thing, electronics people, what we are doing, no? Microprocessor, microcontroller. So we are writing a program and it will convert into register, then leaf cell, then transistor. We are going for physical level, means the integrated circuit level. Then you require see whatever algorithms here written. For example, a 4-bit adder, so convert that one into processor level, then chip level. So integrated circuit design can be used by CAD tools, computer aided design tools. So this automatically it will convert everything. So algorithm to processor level, processor to chip floor plan, then this algorithm converted again by FSM internally, and they are converted into registers like this. Finally it has to go for transistor level, either physical level or like this structural level. So these are the major things. Now we'll discuss about the digital logic design. So how we can design a digital system using this integrated circuit. Now here you can see that a 3-bit input ABC and Y as a output. So now digital logic design is, I think you have studied already digital electronics circuits. So you are starting with problem statement like this. So some functionality they will give, and you will reduce that functionality by writing a truth table, and you will get a boolean expression like this. After that boolean expression you will minimize it. So either you'll go for product of some POS or sum of product SOP like. And after that you will go for circuit. You will draw the circuit diagram, and you will combine all the wires wherever wires required, you connect it, and it will execute in logic design lab. So this is till logic LD lab. Then after that, see, you will go for IC, and you will connect ABC and output from here like that. So now in VLSI integrated circuit, so how to design these logics like AND gate, how to design after, see, digital logic, first problem statement, then truth table, then boolean expression, then circuit. After that, see, you have to convert that circuit into transistor level as a switch. So this is a conversion done by EDA tools, electronics design automata tools you require for that one. After that, transistors are fabricated, means integrated circuits are fabricated in a foundry labs. These are the some of the programmable logic devices, so that you can program the devices. So here, so already circuits are there inside that device. You have to connect that circuits by some switch matrix like this. So inputs are given, inputs already, inputs are there, so you have to select inputs, then you have to sort that which wire had to start column and rows, and which functionality as a output. This is complex PLD. So whenever you want to design a complex circuits, like if gates are more than 100K, then you have to go for like this devices, programmable logic devices. So here also same thing. So you have a different logic blocks are there. These are the logic blocks, and these are the interconnection matrix, and these are the outputs. So you can electrically, you can erase these links, and you can program it interconnection electrically, so that structure look like this. I already discussed that ASIC and FPGA. So there is a design, different techniques are there. So in PLDs you have, these are the different types, and in ASIC you have to go for the full custom, standard cell, structured ASIC, or gate array design. So you can choose either PLDs or ASIC or FPGAs also. So there is some limitation also in PLDs, and some limitation in ASIC also. So in PLD, so time to market is very uh, high, means so you can fabricate or design any devices within few months. So like, and design, chief design, easy to design, reprogram also less uh, complexity you can use for PLD. We are going for ASIC, so you can optimize speed, power, and area also. Design is also very high, and time to market, okay, it requires a lot of time to get a market. Mm, you cannot reprogram it. Instead of going to PLD or ASIC, in middle you have a FPGA. It's a field programmable gate array. So you can have a large size gates in FPGA, as well as the time to market also reduces here, and the power speed also you can optimize in FPGA with respect to whatever functionality you are getting. And in ASIC you have a, see, these are the techniques they are following. The complexity function are very high in ASIC. This is the structure of FPGA architecture. So in FPGA architecture, you have configuration logic blocks. That is, we are calling as a CLBs, and input output blocks are there. These are the logic elements, and some interconnection matrices are there. Then input output pins are there. These are the, this is the structure of FPGA architecture. Next we'll start a design of ASIC and FPGA flow. So it's a similar to your uh, digital electronics lab design. So first thing is, in a digital electronics lab is, so you have to get a problem statement. What is problem statement? Problem statement is nothing but it's like a statement. So design a 1-bit full adder, or design a NAND gate like this. So this is the first thing, that is a statement. After that, what you are going to do, you will write a truth table. Then truth table, you will get a output column, then some inputs and some outputs are there. Then after that you will convert that truth table into boolean expression. Boolean expression to next you will convert that boolean expression into circuits. You have to optimize that boolean expression. A lot of methods are there. You can convert. Major common methods are K-map we are using for up to 16 inputs. Then after that you will go for circuit design. Then you will build a circuit and you will borrow the IC. Then after that you connect a wires or patch cords to that circuit. Then after that you will go for designing and testing of entire circuit. So after the entire connections over, you start giving a power supply input and output. That's the verification we'll call. The same flow chart applies here also. So here like this, same flow chart applies here, but it's entirely using either computer aided design tool. And in electronics way it's called as EDA tool, electronics design automata tools. So automatically it will convert everything. So instead of directly creating a specification to chip, it will do automatically, but manually you can feed whatever, you can test everything. So here design specification like for 1 bit full adder, so it's having 3 input and 2 output. Some will carry as output and ABC in as out input, and there is a specification given. And if you write that code in a boolean expression using HDL, so after that you can do simulation directly. So instead of drawing or instead of writing K-map or boolean expression, directly write the code and go for synthesis simulation. Here it will check the functionality whether that is 1 bit full ladder only or not, like that functionality it will do. After that it will convert that synthesis code, whatever HDL code, hardware description language we are written, into gate level, means whatever in lab you are doing now, same thing. And after that, so it has to do place and route, automatically it will done by CAD tools. And after that you have to dump that code into FPGA board and you have to test it. So instead of designing a logic design kit, so directly you can do this one in a PC only, direct computer only. So you can verify each and every logic. Same thing ASIC also, ASIC specification also same thing. Instead of here some few more steps required. So here directly ICs are available, directly you have to dump it, but here you have to design it further design, and you have to fabricate it. That's the things you require for basic design. Next we'll move to HDL. So what is HDL? So HDL stands for hardware description language. There is two types of languages you are getting. So it's a this language is made for only integrated circuit design. So two types of languages are there. One is Verilog HDL, another one VHDL. In Verilog HDL and VHDL, both are made for designing a integrated circuit. So either the output or outcome of these two languages are integrated circuits.